I can't do it now, so we'll show. I got to announce stuff pretty quick.
All right, a big night here in Hollywood, Florida for BKFC 57. We do have a new welterweight champion of the world and some incredible fights. Some new contenders have shown up as well, and it was 100% sold out. I believe we may have oversold it. An incredible night here to kick off 2024 with our first numbered event. With that being said, I know everybody has a lot of questions. We are going to interview our biggest winners tonight, but let's bring up the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, the president, David Feldman.
Thank you very much, Cyrus. Wow, just forget being the president. As a fan, what a hell of a night, man. Unbelievable fights. You know, I live by this saying that I say adversity introduces a man to himself. Meaning when you have problems and you come back from them, you find out who you are. And tonight a couple of our fighters dug deep, they faced adversity, they overcame it, and they found out that they are going to be a star. So we have a couple of stars that are going to be born tonight. We had a record attendance tonight. This was the highest attendance for any combat sporting event ever here at the Hard Rock Casino. There's been a lot of promotions here, and it was the highest amount of people, highest grossing ticket sales. Almost 6,000 people here in attendance. Amazing. What I'm really happy about is that most of this crowd was, most of these fighters were homegrown BKFC guys that we groomed from the beginning, guys like Dio that turned out to be, 5-0, 6-0 now in BKFC, Louis Lopez, a guy that, grew up with us as well. A lot of these guys have started with BKFC. They're becoming stars in BKFC, and now you're seeing that it's not just us bringing in other big names from other sports. It's this sport, this brand is really growing, and that's what makes me really happy tonight. I had a speech tonight with these guys, and I told them, I said, this is probably the biggest night of our life. We have a lot of really important people here watching this, and we have to put on a great show, and if we do, it's probably going to change the trajectory of where we're going. We've had a lot of people from around the world here tonight that was, I think, very impressed by what you guys did, so hats off to you guys. I'm giving performance bonuses out. Usually it's fight of the night, it's KO of the night, maybe performance of the night. I have a performance bonus for Ryan Reber, Derek Perez. KO of the night for Justin Sanchez and Perdomo. Both of them are getting KO of the night. Another performance for Alberto Blas. And Jomi Escoboza, he's getting a performance as well. Bryce Henry's getting a performance bonus as well. Fight of the night and performance bonus is going to go to, Fight of the night is going to Bryan Duran Louis Lopez. Performance bonus for Bryan Duran as well. And then let's talk about the main event. We had a really unbelievable, I thought it was a very tactical, and then it became a very exciting main event. The boxers haven't fared very well in bare knuckle fighting. They haven't found a way to transfer over, and I think tonight Austin Trout showed that he could do that, and I think he performed very well. You saw that Luis Palomino was down on the cards and really pushed the action in the fifth round and tried to retain his title, but he wasn't able to. He's going to be back. I'm really excited about tonight. It was an awesome event. Great fighters. Like I said, I love you guys. Thank you for fighting your asses off tonight. Thank you for giving the fans what they want. Brian.
All right, we have a question for you online. They want to talk to you. This is from our online press feed.
Forgot to.
Does this win guarantee Ryan Reber a title shot against Keith Richardson? That's what Nick is asking.
There were two people tonight that I think lined themselves up for a possible title shot for Keith Richardson, and that's obviously Ryan Reber and a possible with Alberto Blas.
Great answer.
Within 1 week's time, you've had meetings with Dana White as well as Saki Kibara. Does it ever dawn on you that it's almost as if you have finally arrived?
I'm very happy where we are. as you guys know that work for me, and a lot of you guys in here work for me, you know that I'm very. The most important thing for me is to make sure that you guys are taken care of. And when you guys are taken care of and the fighters are taken care of, this sport's going to grow, this promotion's going to grow, and that's what's happening right now. And you guys are seeing the benefit of all the hard work that we put in. Amazing, right? I mean, two legends, Dana White and Saki Kabara. It's, legend in the game. Very, very awesome experience to meet both of these guys. We signed an MOU to license South Korea tonight, so very, very happy about that as well. A lot of exciting news is happening for BKFC. We have our friends that came over from Abu Dhabi in the Middle East, and we're going to be doing some business over there. Great people, great place to be. And our friends from Japan as well. So look, man, we had people from all around the world tonight in attendance, and they all loved it. And we're going to expand everywhere.
Kyle Mish from the Mike and Mish Show. Two questions. The first one's for the 155-pound division. Bryce Henry went out there and looks like he's a future star in this business. The title is vacant. Luis Palomino vacated the title. Does this set Bryce Henry up for a title fight against Tony Soto for the vacant 155?
It looks like that's going to happen, yeah. I think that's what has to happen.
One more. With the loss by Luis Palomino tonight, it looks like Lorenzo Hunt's going to be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. You announced a big card in April in Los Angeles. What is the plans for Lorenzo? He still holds the 185-pound title. You have a guy that moved to 9-1 in the 185 division tonight. Is that a fight that you're looking at, or is he going heavyweight?
Nice try, buddy. I'm not giving up the card for April 27th yet. It's going to be a special announcement. It's a really, really special card. We're going to sell that one out very fast. We're going to make an unbelievable debut in California, in Los Angeles, on April 27th. The commission has been great to deal with, and we're going to blow California away.
All right, Dave. That's right. Here's one from online from Damon Martin. He says, can you give us any details about that meeting with Dana White?
It was more of just a, creating an ally. And that's really all I have to say. It was a great meeting. He's a great guy, and he's doing his thing with UFC, and we're going to do our thing with BKFC. And we're going to be the biggest combat sport on the planet.
All right, here's one coming in online from Fight World Live. Question from the David Potter of the Fight World Live. He says, congratulations on another amazing fight card. Is there a possibility of a cross-promotion, a talent exchange between BKFC, UFC, or other promotions? Would you ever do something like that?
Look, we want to grow our sport. We want to make our sport the biggest thing that it can be. And if that means teaming up with other promotions, we have nothing against doing anything like that, because we think that it's just going to make the sport grow and the company grow and the business grow. So anything that's going to make it grow, we're down for.
Jason McDonald, BKFC Reddit, you have quite the stable of heavyweight fighters. When can we expect to see some of these guys that you've signed?
Very soon. March and April.
Okay.
We're going to blow up the heavyweight division right now. We have some big signings coming for the heavyweights as well. It's going to be one of our most exciting divisions.
All right. Do we have any other questions for Dave? One more. Okay.
Hey, Dave. Good show tonight. I just want to know, who is the pound-for-pound, reigning, defending, best bare-knuckle fighter in the world?
David Feldman.
And there he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for David Feldman, the founder of BKFC. All right, we have a lot of stuff to get to, so I think let's do knockout of the night. We'll start with that. We have co-knockout of the night. Let's bring up Leonardo Perdomo. And also Justin Sanchez. He's coming up for KO of the night, too. Co-winners for KO of the night. Any questions? We can start with remarks. Do you have any remarks about knockout of the night? I mean, how's it feel to win that? You'll go up next. You can go up next.
First of all, so thank you for opportunity, BKFC. Thank you for opportunity, David Her name David. David. What's her name, bro?
Feldman.
Yo.
Andy Hall.
Andy Horn. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Serge. Thank you, Nelson. Y bueno, ahora voy a hablar en español. To talk in Spanish, so my English a little, but del knockout que di esta noche, pues no tengo mucho que hablar porque no fue que se preparó, solo salió. La única preparación que hago yo la hago en el gym y en la pelea pues me pongo como pueden ver en mis videos, las peleas mías, yo ya cuando entro al ring ya me transformo, todo cambia, pues, y ahí salen las cosas.
Are you saying that? Thank you to David. I lost my voice, so I'm gonna try my best. He said, thank you to David for the opportunity. Sergio, thank you to Nelson, to Andy Hall, and he thanks everything through a preparation and going to the fight doesn't really have a plan. It's just everything comes on the ring in the one moment from all the hard work that you put in, our dedication. Sorry, my voice.
Got one here.
So you're from the Cuban boxing system. How does it translate over to bare knuckle? As well as this is the highest you've ever weighed for a fight. Was that intentional coming into this bout?
Okay. Viniendo de la cultura y la escuela del boxeo cubano, esta pelea fue más pesado que otra pelea. ¿Eso fue un plan?
No.
Pesado.
In Cuba, my boxing, it's different, all right? Amateur, cuando cambié a bare knuckles, todo cambia, okay? Porque bare knuckles, mi cambio, explosive power, all right? It's different. Los guantes de box pesan y aquí venimos a pegar bien duro a ver quién es más fuerte y hay que prepararse bien. Pierna, que es lo más importante, y no tener miedo a partirse las manos.
Yeah, Cuban boxing is more technical, and the sport itself, boxing, is a lot more technical. Once I make the transition to BKFC, bare knuckles, it becomes more explosive, and you generate all the strength and all the explosion from all the hard work you do on your legs. So it's a different approach. It's more explosive. You don't want to be in there dancing around, and you want to just get it done as soon as possible.
All right, it looks like that's all we have for Leonardo. Oh, yeah, one more up here. Sweet. All right, excuse me. Don't want to miss one anymore.
Following the knockout, you went over to the ropes and you were yelling a lot of things in a direction in the audience. Who were you talking to and what were you saying?
Después de noquearlo, te puse a darle a una persona. En el público, te está diciendo, tipo, aquí tú estás gritando, le quiero que tú estás gritando.
No, I'm sorry. So only for excited, right? This normal. My fight finished and super excited. No worry. All right.
All right, good answer. Well, thank you. Congratulations for your knockout of the night. And congratulations for your knockout of the night. We're going to bring the co-knockout of the night up, and that's what we have for you right now. Thank you. Give it up for Leonardo Perdomo.
So, thank you again. All right. Thank you, David. Everything. But remember Leonardo Perdomo, alias El Sambo. One punch down. Only minute. That's it. Everything my fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Leonardo Perdomo, one of the winners of the knockout of the night tonight. Congratulations to him. Next, we're going to bring up the co-knockout of the night. Justin Sanchez is the next up to the table here. Justin Sanchez, co-winner of knockout of the night. Give it up for Justin Sanchez.
What's up, everybody?
All right, we're going to take some questions. If you have a question for co-knockout night winner, put your hand up. We'll come right over to you.
Jason McDonald with the BKFC Reddit. You seem to expand more energy dancing out to the ring than you did in the ring. Was that your plan, to just swarm him right off the bat, or were you like, did you notice something?
So, no, that was a last-minute plan while I was in the locker room, literally showing my coaches. I was like, kind of just fed up with being in camp and not eating whatever the fuck I want. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna just try something and I was just, practicing it in the locker room, and I was like, should I do this? Should I not do it? And I was like, last minute, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. You gotta take some risks to make some highlights out here, so that's what I did.
All right, coming up here.
You had Landon really hurt, and then you're able to land 2 more punches. Have you been able to do that before, and was that something that you just felt in the moment, or did you think you had to put extra on it to finish him off?
I mean, when I landed that right hand and I saw him hurt, I just wanted to make sure he didn't get the fuck up back again. I was like, if you're hitting that ground, like, I want to walk out of this ring. So I just followed up with 2 extra shots to make sure he sat the fuck down. I switched it up this fight, though. Normally I'm the more composed, like, boxer. I try to just read things out, throw a lot of feints, and kind of read my opponent and set him up for big shots. But like I said, like, you gotta take big risks in this sport to make some highlights and get known from the crowd. So I just decided to fucking rush at him and throw a right hand, and it worked. So lucky for me.
2 questions. What do you plan on using the money for that you won? And then how quick of a turnaround? I mean, you clearly aren't hurt or anything, so when would you like to fight again?
Normally I use my paychecks to get a nice little tattoo, pay some rent, do whatever. But this is, I promised myself this year after signing the multi-fight contract that I'm going to invest every penny I make right back into camp. That way I'm in tip-top shape, ready for that title shot. So, can you repeat that second question again?
How quick do you want to do it in a turnaround fight?
I keep making jokes about wanting to be on that Canada card, free trip to Canada. That would be cool on March 2nd. Cali, that would be cool, wherever. I'm really interested in a fight with Ryan Reber. I think he looked great tonight. Listen, he's cool. I respect him, but I think here's my thought process behind it. Like he just yelled out right there, we're 2 handsome motherfuckers, and we both know how to box. I think the Hard Rock needs a new co-main event. That's me and Ryan.
Hey, I'm with it, baby. I'm with it right now. My face hurts.
Heal up, baby. Let's do it.
But you know what it is, man. But I need that strap fight next before I fight you.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do what you gotta do.
All right, any more question for co-knockout night winner Justin Sanchez? All right, Justin Sanchez, great knockout, man. Congratulations. Give it up.
Thank you, guys. Thank you to Dave Feldman, and thank you to Nelson Lopez. Appreciate you guys for putting me on the stage.
All right, next up, we want to bring up the co-main event. We have Bryan Duran versus Louis El Loco Lopez. It was the fight of the night in the co-main event. We'll get to them in just a minute. And then now... Okay. I'm sorry. Apologies. It's been a late night for all of us. The fight of the night. Let's bring them up before we get to the main event and the co-main event. Bryan Duran versus Louis Lopez. What a fight it was. Congratulations, guys. Here's Bryan El Gallo Duran coming up. And again, fight of the night with good reason, inviting his opponent up, Louis Lopez. Great that they've patched things up. A lot of respect, it looks like here. We're going to take your questions. Just put your hand up. We'll come right to you.
Congratulations to you guys on such a tremendous fight. Is it safe to say that all the beef and all the other stuff is now put aside?
Definitely. And I know he agrees with it too.
Louis, do you feel that way also?
Absolutely. It's squash. He's an animal, man. He's got my respect.
So how is this fight different, guys, than what you expected, than what you prepared for?
Well, I think I could speak for both of us. We both didn't expect each other to be so tough, I really thought I was going to get him out of the first, and he got up twice in the first, and that showed me he a dog for real. He's the number one. Whoa, I think I went up on the scale now, but he was the number one for a reason, He really was, and if you see all his fights, he's a dog, man. He goes to the end fighting. I think he had a big advantage on Kai. Kai just kept grabbing onto him, you know. If Kai wasn't grabbing onto him and hugging him, I think he would have finished him, honestly. This is my first time ever in my life hitting the canvas. Not even, I sparred heavyweights before. I got cracked, and I never hit the ground. I thought I had iron chin until this man hit me. He put me down. So I give him all the respect, man.
Question for you, Louis. Multiple times throughout the fight, the mouth guard kept falling out of your mouth. Was there something wrong with the mouth guard tonight, or can you explain what was going on there?
Personally, my gym's been scattered in Montana, so I've just been kind of training around, to be honest. So I think my cardio still was just a little bit ignored, I think. So that's honestly, and I'm being honest, that's probably why my mouthpiece kept coming out. I just kept breathing a little bit too hard, and that's when I started feeling the fatigue. It was into the third round and the second round, of course, and I think that's why my mouthpiece just kept shoving out, because when you're tired, your mouth's open a little bit, you know, and when you're tired, you got to breathe out of your mouth too. So I think that was a big part of it.
Question for both of you. Yeah. We've seen his notorious conditioning of his hands, and he claims to be the hardest hitter in 145. You showed ultra toughness by taking monster shots from him. Did he live up to his power tonight?
100%, 110%.
Louis, were you ever, when you didn't get up, was it because you were hurt or you just had taken enough, or?
Honestly, it was a little bit of both. I didn't want to fight tired again live on television. I go and fight my ass off and do what I do best for myself and for my opponent and for this business. But at the end of the day, you know your own limit. The fourth round, I felt like if I would have kept going, I felt like if one more shot like that would have maybe put me out with my eyes behind my head, and I didn't really want that. So, I mean, we take risks, and he could have, anything he hit me with was lights out stuff. But yeah, it was a little bit of both. So my cardio needs to be a little bit more focused on as well.
My question's for Bryan Duran. Bryan, several times in a fight you were rushing and missing, and then when you got knocked down and got back up, it seemed like you almost recomposed yourself. What do you attribute that to? Because that's the first time we've ever seen you like dealing with adversity.
Well, the second time, my fourth fight against Aguilar, I also went through a personal situation. You know, I was dehydrated, almost had a kidney failure, literally 32 hours before the fight. And doctor, I went to the hospital. You know, it's something I never said before. I went to the hospital after the weigh-in, and they told me, you shouldn't fight. You passed 2 rounds, you might die. I didn't have enough time so I already knew what the dog I had inside of me, you know, but hitting the canvas, hearing the whole stadium quiet, and I just got back up as fast as I could. I didn't want to wait until the 8 count, none of that. And I wanted to show the world who I was. He cut my face on the first round, you know, and the first time I ever bleed on camera, you guys seen it, you know, so I always knew who I was. I always knew the power I had. It's just I had to show it, and I felt like this man right here was the perfect opponent to show the truth, you know. And man, another thing, I'm the cash cow, man. Everybody knows it, man. The whole stadium was here for me. You guys know what it is, man. And I just stand on my name, 100% finish rate for a reason, you know. I work hard, you know, thanks to my coach, thanks to my teammates, and obviously the mindset that I have, that I feel like that's really what beats the odds, you know, the mindset, the reason why.
One more for you, Bryan. You're 6-0 now.
Yes, sir.
You just beat the #1 ranked guy in the division, but you're kind of the newest top fiver in the division. There's other guys ahead of you. Where do you think this places you in that top 5 in the 145?
I mean, respectfully, Louis, I beat the #1 guy, so I feel like I'm #1. You know, I feel like I need to strap next. One, I sell more tickets than everybody 145. That's 1,000,000%. The hardest hitter. I train harder than everybody. First one to get there, last one to leave. You can even ask the champ, you know, Palomino. I get there early, and by the time he gets there, like 2 hours later, I'm still there trying to do something, you know. Obviously, he motivates the hell out of me, bro. I look up to that man so much. You guys have no idea his age, working how he works. People just don't see the outside. Last fight, when he fought Lily, broken hand, didn't say nothing, went into the fight like a dog, you know. And that's something I look up to, and I understand that the heart takes you further than anything outside of that, you know. And yeah, man, like I said, once again, and I'm gonna keep saying, I am the cash cow. I am the future of this sport, and I will show it, and I will live and take on anybody that stands in front of me. I'm never going to lose that 100% finish rate, because all I need is that one punch to land, and it showed tonight.
Bryan, I don't know if you could hear it, but you were by far they had the loudest cheer and ovations for you going. Did you thrive on that? Like you seemed to like really turn it on when everybody started, you know, chanting "Gallo, Gallo."
I'm already used to it, man. For my debut, man, I $20,000 tickets. My debut with 300 followers on my Instagram. You know, like I have the streets behind me. Anybody that's been around Miami asking about Gallo, they know what's up. You know, I changed my whole life, and I feel like that's why I'm getting so much support. People are so happy to see the change I made, and that's something that speaks volumes. You know, it's easy to be the bad guy. You know, it's so easy to be the bad guy, but it's really hard to learn from your mistakes and change as much as you can. You know, and become the better man that you have inside of you, because we all have it. We just got to find it.
All right, we have one coming in from our media online. Is this for Louis? It's from Gabe Padilla. Louis, how surprised were you getting dropped early in the fight?
To be honest, I was a little surprised, but I knew his power. I knew what this man had. I knew that if you noticed the first time I got knocked down, I kind of just got right back up a little bit and kind of grazed it off. But as the fight went on and as we kind of battled back and forth, those shots were still, you know, doing damage at the same you know, level of power that they were in the first round. So I mean, I'm gonna give it to this man. He's tough. He deserves a title shot. He's the real deal.
Bryan, we had a conversation yesterday, and a lot of that was centered around the changes that you've made recently around your life. What was it like being the new Bryan, stepping out there and doing what you do in front of your audience?
It felt amazing because I knew my reason why, and one of those reasons, obviously, like I said, I support, you know, like I have an autistic son, man, and that's one of the things that drives me to work so hard, and one of the reasons that made me change, you know, like I need to be there. A lot of people overlook the situations and those conditions in kids, and I want to bring awareness, and I feel like the only way I can do that is working my butt off and coming here and showing out, because when you're winning, they're going to listen. You know, and I got on my knees and I prayed before coming out while I heard him throwing mad hands in the back, going crazy in the back. I just got on my knees and I prayed with my team, and I told God the only way I can really do this and even teach my opponent something in life was, you know, by winning, by knockout, you know, and I feel like he learned the lesson. It wasn't about being tough. It's something deeper than that, something that you got to learn for outside the ring, and I know he understands what I mean, and I'm just so glad I gained his respect. You know, we said words to each other, you know, and man, it's just a bigger purpose, bro. When you fight for something bigger than yourself, there's no way of stopping you. Because I felt pain too when he dropped me. I was like, not so much physical, but mentally, like, whoa, I dropped in front of my whole city. You know, I heard everybody quiet, scared, and I was like, nah, this is my time. This is my time to shine and show the world who I am. And I even changed my bio like a whole month ago. I put it 6-0, 6 KOs, and I do that for a reason, so I can remind myself every time I log into my Instagram, which we all spend a lot of time on our phones. You know, I remind myself. I wrote in a notebook, which I'm gonna show him later, take a picture of it. You know, I stand in front of the mirror and I said it every day over 100 times before I went to the gym. You know, respectfully, Louis, you know, I'm a win by knockout. I'm a win by knockout, you know, and I tell myself that, and I manifested it, and I understand what it takes, and what it takes is a bigger reason why than yourself.
All right, there you go. The fight of the night, what a fight it was. Bryan Duran Gallo versus Louis Loco Lopez. Thank you for that fight, guys. It was amazing. And now the hatchet's been buried. We love that too. All right. Next up, before we get to the main event, we're going to bring a budding star here in BKFC, a winner of the co-main event. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Bryce Baba Yaga Henry. Again, the winner of the co-main event defeated Robbie Peralta, a star on the rise here in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, one of our young guns, one of the youngest guys here. He seems very confident. Bryce, you seem very confident every time I hear you talk. Not arrogant, just confident. Every time, it's back here, every time you talk, where is that, just knowing that you're the best, that's your words. Where does that come from, that kind of confidence?
Like I said earlier, everybody says, yeah, he's young, but I've been through a lot in the sport, not just bare knuckle, just in boxing. Like I told you earlier, I've been boxing at the age of 10. I'm 23 now. That's a lot of years, bro. So like, just doing that every day, blood, sweat, and tears. Like, I guess I'm doing something right? So like, I don't know, like even just outside of boxing, you know, a lot of people don't know this, but I have Graves' disease, right? So that took me out of boxing for like 9 months. Supposed to be like a year plus. But that humbled me a lot. I used to be a cocky little asshole, like for real. But that humbled me. I'm like, damn, dog, I gotta get back. I gotta change. So God showed me that He could take it. He could take it from you at any point. So that's what I did, and that's what I'm showing you guys.
Yeah, Bryce, you have been ultra confident this entire time. You look like you're having the time of your life in there against Robbie tonight. You popped him with a jab and pointed at him first thing right in the first round. When that eye started swelling shut, did it just become a giant target for you and you had it in the bag at that point?
Like Brian said earlier, like he visualized, like every day I was training. When I came home, I sat in the bed and I thought about, like, damn, fights I go to a distance, that's not a win for me. I gotta stop it early. And then Robbie's a little tougher than what I thought. But as soon as my first punch, my first jab, I seen his eye, like, he like, oh shit. So I seen him like, oh yeah, you messed up, bro. So like, you just gave me an easy target, and I just kept going for that. And like, I tried to switch it up and go for his right eye, but the easy target was right there, so I just took it. And you see what happened.
You look like an apex predator out there, like a lion playing with a mouse. I know you mentioned potentially going up to 165. Austin Trout just won the 165 belt. You're both boxers. Is that a fight that interests you?
Of course. Why not? Like I said, I don't want to like downplay anybody. He did his thing in boxing. Much respect to him. But I think that'd be a great fight for this sport. So why not? We could do it in boxing or bare knuckle, but it makes more sense in bare knuckle.
It makes more money in bare knuckle too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But 165 was my old weight class. I fought there twice, Shavers and then Billy Wagner, and then I went down. But if the opportunity is there, I'll go there. I'll go back. Why not? One belt is better. I mean, 2 belts is better than 1. Why not?
So your future opponents, I should say the locker room, says, well, he's never faced adversity. That's what they say about you, when talking about fighting you. What are your thoughts about having several fights in BKFC and not a single time facing adversity? And does that concern you?
It's funny. I was walking here, right, and somebody said, "Damn, bro." I think it was Reber, was it? He said, "Bro, like you got 4 fights," or was it Justin? He said, "Bro, you got 4 fights and you haven't been cut yet." I think I just train my ass off so that doesn't happen. So like I don't like the fight should be easy. Why would I come in here and fucking be looking all beat up? I'll do that at the gym. When I come here, I'm gonna show everything that I was telling you guys. I'm literally the best. So I gotta prove that to you guys, and that's what I did. And that's what I'm gonna keep doing.
Robbie Peralta has a ton of MMA experience, all around combat sports experience, and still being relatively fresh as a professional. How are you able to come in there and have such confidence, to have such bravado and be a showman and have that kind of freeness in the circle?
Like I said earlier, like I know God could take back all this. I know that. I've been through it. So I go out there and show respect, take my hat off to everybody. I respect every fighter. But I know I'm the better man. When I go home, I just don't watch boxing. I don't watch bare knuckle. Hey, I might watch a little anime because boxing does get boring. But I watch everything, karate, jiu-jitsu, all type of shit. I just don't study boxing. I study everything. So when I go in there, like you said earlier, I don't want to face adversity. So I just go in there and watch everything, study everything, so nothing happens to me.
All right. I think that's all we have for Bryce. All right. Hey, a young star. We can't wait to see where you go. Congratulations, Bryce Henry.
Thank you.
Big win for you tonight. We'll be following your career. And now, as Bryce makes his way off, we're going to bring up the main event here. And, what a main event it was. 2 warriors, 2 elite warriors. We've been saying it. One coming from boxing, making his way into bare knuckle. And the other one, the king, the emperor of bare knuckle. I would like to bring them both up, and we can open up the floor for questions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Luis Baboon Palomino and the new champion, Austin, no doubt, Trout.
This is for Diego.
All right, here we go. First one.
It's for Luis. 9-0 going into this. You've been begging for a challenge. You found it in Austin Trout tonight. How did you feel about when the decision was being announced? Did you feel like you had enough to take the W tonight? Or do you think
No, I didn't. I'm going to be real with the game. The game is how it is, right? I said since day one, my biggest enemy is not Mr. New Champion here or any of the other opponents that they might give me. We have to admit that I've fought the most undefeated fighters in BKFC history. Nobody has faced more undefeated fighters than I have. Go and look it up yourselves. And my biggest enemy is inactivity. That's my biggest enemy. I'm 43 years young, and not being active takes away your timing. I mean, the professional here will tell you that. You know, he knows that. And I have I don't feel bad, man. I lost to a two-time former WBA world champion. So, you know, he's the man tonight. He won the fight clearly, and I believe automatic rematch is in order. 9-0, 6 world title defenses. I believe an automatic rematch is in order.
All right, here's one from our media online. Gabe Padilla. This is for Austin. How important is it for you to defend the title in New Mexico now, possibly Las Cruces? They're very excited tonight in New Mexico.
I promised them a defense, so I gotta be a man of my word. I said I get that belt, I'm bringing it home. So Las Cruces, hopefully, with the permission of David Feldman, we could go home and defend it. Maybe have the rematch. I came to his home for the fight, and he could come to my home for the rematch.
Another thing I noticed, your ring entrance song. When did you come up with that? How long did you think about that? It was No Vaseline, which I thought was a great reference to your last fight, as you're referencing here.
Right after when they started the whole Vaseline gate, I said I should have walked out to Ice Cube's No Vaseline. I'm coming out to that, and it was actually between the Pokemon theme song and No Vaseline, and I flipped the coin and went with No Vaseline.
I, for one, am glad No Vaseline won. Let's do another question.
I have a question for each of you. First, Luis, sorry for your loss today, champ, but I know that Dave mentioned you guys are going to Japan. I know Japan, like the culture and everything about Japan is super important to you. Is that a card that you'd like to fight on?
No, I definitely love to, like Japan. I mean, my wife is, she hates when I say that, but she's full breed Japanese, right? And it's thanks to that woman right now, you know, right there, that I got to this 9-0 at this age. Most fighters in my age are either retired or getting beat up somewhere. And that woman picked me up from scratch, from zero, from living in a gym, and made me the undefeated two-weight division world champion with 6 title defenses. So I would definitely love to fight in her country, in front of her family and her peoples.
Luis, one more from our online meeting here. Gabe Padilla, again, has one for you. Looking back on the fight, is there anything that you felt that you could have done differently, like a flashpoint in the fight?
Many things. Like I could have been myself, more aggressive, more active. I could have been the initiator. I could have been on top of him. I could have done what I started doing in the last round a lot early. But like I'm telling you, man, it's not excuses, it's facts. When you stay 7 months out of the square circle, out of the ring, out of the cage, out of any combat sports, you lose timing. It's very important. I said it. Inactivity is my worst enemy, not anybody else. I cannot be sitting around for 7 months, man. That to me is what cost me this loss, more than my skill or anything else.
Austin, you have a little Vaseline on your neck. So when we talked, you said there's a difference between world boxing champs and guys in the BKFC. Like, do you feel like tonight just kind of exposed that?
When I said that there's a difference, it's because it's a different fight. It's a different game. I'm good at boxing, but I had to get good at bare knuckle. If that makes sense. And I mean, this is my second fight. I feel like I'm only going to get better. You know, there's things that I've been working on from the first fight that I'm getting better at. The clinch, you know, the neutralizing the clinch. Now I need to learn how to be more effective in the clinch. So I'm just going to get better. I'm just learning this art, you know.
Austin, you put your name in the record books tonight, the first world champion boxer, now bare knuckle champion. You said you were going to do it. How important is this night in your career, a long, successful career?
I believe this helps my legacy out a lot. I mean, a two-time world champion, it's nothing to shy at. And the fact that I came and fought the pound for pound king of the BKFC to win that championship, like, you got to give it to me. You know what I mean? I did that.
Chad Burbank with Circle of Kings. This question, of course, for Austin. Tonight it appeared you used body shots to really keep him at bay, and it appeared those body shots were causing a lot of problems for Palomino. Was that the plan going in, to go to the body a lot?
So we've noticed, like I said, I've watched film, and I've had to study this man, and he doesn't seem to get hurt to the face too much. So I was like, well, look, if you can't hurt him to the face, maybe we could hurt him to the body. And not that I see him wince or anything, but I felt that it made him step back a bit. It took the steam off. So it was part of the plan. We didn't know if it was going to pay off, but we had a good idea of it.
My question's for Luis Palomino. Luis, it seemed like part of Austin's defense was to kind of grab onto your wrists prior to you getting to the clinch. How frustrating was that?
What was more frustrating is how strong he felt. Real strong. I didn't expect that. That's really my biggest surprise in this fight, is how strong he felt in there in the clinch, moving him around, moving his body around. He felt very, very solid. I heard that he was weighing about 177 pounds before you stepped in there. He was pretty heavy there, and I was very light. I worked more like on cardiovascular explosiveness, like a high-paced type fight, But like I said, I didn't have the timing to push the game plan, so it was his night.
Austin, it looked like you used the first round to gather in information. During those 2 minutes, what did you identify that led to the success in the next 4 rounds?
The first round, I just wanted to get a jab established. With my jab established, I can establish my distance. Watching Palomino, he usually controls the distance and controls the action. So I knew I had to get control, and that first round was just to get that jab going. And once I found my distance, I just kept it and added to it.
Luis, with Austin's boxing style, how hard was it adjusting to his ability to pivot?
He was very difficult. He showed how good he is, right? There's this guy's fought like some legends, man. Canelo, Charlo brothers, Miguel Cotto, those are huge names. You know what I mean? He's fought some legends. He's got a lot of experience. Nobody in BKFC has faced the likes of somebody like him. Nobody. So I think I did very well, even though I was off timing, completely off timing, for real. I couldn't get off, and I'm not taking nothing away from him. He did a good job establishing his jab. He did a good job in the clinch work as well, and he felt very strong. I was just completely off timing. I couldn't catch my grip. I couldn't catch myself. I couldn't let go. And when I did, it was too little too late.
Luis, in real time, the knockdown looked like it could have been a throw. What did you think in the moment, and have you had a chance to take a look at the replay, and do you believe that it was a clean knockdown?
I have to take a look at the replay. I didn't have dizziness, but I do believe that he caught me with my leg in the air, when you're moving at the same time. So I'm not, dizziness I didn't feel. So I'm not going to say, I got knocked down because I didn't feel dizzy or wobbly, you know what I mean? But I would have to see the replay. I haven't seen it to be able to tell exactly.
All right, I think that's what we have for questions. Any closing remarks from the new champion, from Luis? You guys together about the fight before we get out of here?
I want to thank Luis again because he called for this fight. Something that I was looking at, because when I first got asked about this, the BKFC, if I would get in it, the first thing I did was look up who is the best in the game, and it was Palomino. Everybody said, "Well, you've seen the Baboon. Have you seen the Baboon?" So I started watching the Baboon. So my homework started way before this fight started. And so I want to thank Luis for giving me the opportunity. And again, it was an honor to share this with the likes of you, my friend. I want to thank David Feldman so much for this opportunity as well. Nelson Lopez for believing in me and allowing me to just show what I can do. And I'm looking forward to taking on whatever challenge BKFC has for me.
I'd like to also thank the champ right here, the new champ. He's well-deserved. Forget excuses, forget the facts. We can't take nothing away. The man came over here and he took the belts from me. And I do believe that since nobody has done what I've done in this company, I literally asked, I haven't had no easy fights here, man. You know what I mean? Look at my record. I haven't fought anybody that was a walkover. There's a few of those going around. I fought all the biggest challenges, all the hard fights. I won every single fight until tonight. I believe I deserve this rematch automatically, and I'm sure that the champ here agrees.
I'll oblige. I'll oblige.
And I will definitely do it in his home. If he came to my home, I'll go to his home.
Sounds like the fans.
Thank you to BKFC, Mr. David Feldman, and the whole organization. He has been great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, both of you, for an amazing fight. What an amazing night this has been. Congratulations, guys, on the both fight. Congratulations to our new champion, Austin Trout. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the press conference. You can always tune in 12 to 5 every Tuesday. We'll have more news for you on the Bare Knuckle Show. But the next time we're going to see you fighting-wise will be from Manassas, Virginia, February 16th. Make sure you're tuned in for that as we blast off into the new year here at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Until then, so long from Florida.